So welcome to this case study interview. We've got Skylr here. He just finished his 90-day transformation with me, and I'm gonna ask him a series of questions and walk you through what we did, where he was before and where he is today. So welcome to Skylr, and just gonna give right away the stage to you. Just tell us a little bit more about you, what you do. Yeah.
Well, I'm a copywriter for a large financial publishing company. Also do, as a side hustle, I do entertainment. And yeah.
Skylr, tell everybody, how did we met? Where did you find me online?
Yeah, that was interesting, right? Because I think I told you, one of the other copywriters at the office, we're friends on Facebook, and I think you commented on one of his posts. And I think I saw something on your profile that sounded interesting or something. And so I clicked over and saw that you were like a, fitness expert and coach and stuff. So yeah, I found you from some random post on Facebook just because you commented on one of my buddy's posts. And I don't know, for some reason I got to look at this profile and saw that you were a coach. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I can remember. You told me on the call. That's cool. What were some of the things you were struggling with before you started working with me, looking back 90 days?
Oh, wow. Easily, for sure, eating habits sucked. I wasn't really being disciplined enough, to really work out on a regular basis. Not really knowing what to do for the workout, wasn't really losing weight, was gaining weight because I was eating out all the time. Plus, I didn't know where to start, what to start, and then I just had no motivation to start. So when I found you too, I was looking for kind of part of that was the accountability, someone that could be checking in on progress. So it's you can't slip up and not do the work, So, yeah, that's pretty much was the issue at the time.
And where were you in terms of your body, your health, also the sleep? Can you share a little bit more about?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, I had really bad sleeping problems, wasn't sleeping through the night, was waking up in the middle of the night constantly, just tossing, turning, not sleeping hardly at all. In fact, was in the emergency room twice because I woke up with some weird breathing issue that I don't know if that ended up being stress related or if it was, something else. But yeah, for the most part, I was overweight. I think when I moved to Baltimore, I was around 240 pounds maybe. And I think just walking a little bit around here, because it's a walkable city and I don't have a car, I probably got down to about, I think, 225, something like that when we met. But, I had been gaining weight when I was here and trying, and so I would fluctuate between that weight around there. And this was last year, so I didn't hook up with you until 3 months ago. Yeah, I was probably about 225 pounds, I think, when we first started working together.
Yeah, I have it here on the spreadsheet. Was 223 and 223, 221.
Yeah, okay.
Everything what you've told me, where you were before in terms of your body and your health, what were some of the things that you tried in the past before we started working together to fix those problems?
Probably like everybody else, tried the local gym, tried personal trainers, tried different diets, that you find online or some other you're hoping for program, some program that you hope, oh, maybe this will do it, and try and follow somebody's diet and exercise program. But I've tried probably, I don't know, over the years, a half a dozen different personal trainers and very different. I don't know if we talked about this yet, but a very different approach than what you do. They're heavy believers in the, 3 sets of this many reps, over and over again. And then next exercise, 3 reps of this many sets, or so many reps of the 3 sets. And then these many reps and just over and over and over again, very different. And even never really was able to give me much in the way of good eating guidance.
Yeah, I remember when you shared that with me. You told me like you were doing so much at the gym, but not really getting the same results like now, or
Yeah,
actually
definitely.
worse results.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of working with me, like what made you decide to pull the trigger, really decide to move forward and start working with me?
Was really just kind of fed up. You know what I mean? I needed someone to tell me what to do and how to do it, like what to eat and hold me accountable and, just give me the guidance of like, okay, like, here's what we're going to do this week, and here's why we're doing it, and then, next week, kind of like with you, we have the check-in calls every Friday. And so then we're going over, okay, like, how did you do with what I told you to do? Was there any issues, any problems? And then the next week is the same thing. This is what we're going to do now. So it's that laid out plan, pretty much like you really can't fail because, unless there's some other physical or physiological problem, it's really not possible to fail. If I had somebody telling me like, this is what you're going to do today and tomorrow and Wednesday, and then this is what you should do on Thursday and Friday. And, kind of makes it a lot easier to follow a program, especially when you have somebody not just laying it out for you, but like you kind of feel accountable to. I think that's a big part of it. A lot of people say, probably like I did, I could do this myself. I just need to write down the plan and follow the plan. But it's also kind of funny. I heard someone say the other day, I was listening to a podcast, and the guy said that there was somebody, I forget the guy's name, but it was a psychological human behavior thing that said if you have a goal, like say like to lose weight or something or go to the gym, don't tell anybody what your goal is, because your body produces the same endorphins when you tell them what you're going to do. So you kind of lose that motivation to then go do it because you've got that high of like telling somebody what you're going to do. I don't know if that's exactly true, but I know that like having somebody like you as a coach to then back up my goal and be like, no, we're not letting you, like we talked about just before the call, like this is supposed to be a lifestyle thing, not a, one and done and it's going to last forever. So it's like having that person to help you go, no, this is how we're going to do it. Let me teach you how to eat better. Let me teach you how to do the exercise. Let me show you how to do the workout plan. Let me help you go from phase 1 to phase 2, and I think that's what's important, and for me anyway, like that's what I really wanted and made me want to like really join the program, because I wanted all of that, not just accountability, but also the motivation, but also the plan. That's not only just a plan on paper for me to try and follow myself, because I probably would have, fell off and not completed, certain things. But with working with you, it was like, oh no, I mean, we have a check-in on Friday. I can't go to the check-in and like have an empty worksheet, So yeah, it's pretty much why I joined.
It's interesting what you just shared with the podcast, because I always believe the opposite to be true. Also, there were also some studies that I read that when you share it with someone, you feel kind of guilty not
I've heard
doing
that
it.
too.
So it's interesting. There's this side of the coin, but also this side of the coin, which both ways makes its own sense.
Yeah, I don't know which one which one works. Maybe it works different for different people, But I don't know. I think if you look at historical, everybody like every New Year's tells somebody in their friends or family that they're going to lose weight, and then still don't stick to it. And whether they feel guilty for a day or for a week or a month or whatever, they still don't stick to it, right? I mean, I was guilty of that. So I don't know. I don't know which one might be right, but I think accountability is a huge part of it. Like even if you go to the gym, like when I used to go to the gym when I lived in New Jersey, I had an accountability partner. We would go and work out together. But that's the other problem. When that other person's like, oh, I'm not feeling good today, or I can't go, you should go yourself. But then I'd be like, oh, I'm not going to go. I'll go when we go next time,
Yeah, I know this to be true for myself. When I started out almost a decade ago, although I also had a friend, we signed up for the gym same day, 3 times a week. And then work took over and he left me alone. And so I also struggled because I didn't have anyone going there. It's like, he skipped the gym, he's not going. Like, why should I go? Like, there's when you put in the competition and then you remove it, it can sometimes be dangerous if you don't replace that person. So
right,
I
right.
can relate to that. So talking about you touched on it, on some of the things in the program. Like, let's dive a little bit deeper into this. What were some of the strategies and also tactics you implemented over the course of 90 days?
Oh, okay. Changed my eating. Was doing more strict for the intermittent fasting. Was following the different workout phases that you gave me. Practicing the meditation and drinking a lot more water. I think it's like 3 liters a day. So a lot more water.
And did you feel those strategies were easy or more hard?
I mean, sometimes it's difficult to remember, during the workday or whatever, getting water in. So like end up drinking a lot at one time, to get it in. And meditation, even though like I used to practice some meditation in the past, more like a mindfulness, not any specific type of meditation. So getting back into that wasn't hard. It was just the habit of, going, okay, instead of just, jumping in the shower, getting dressed and grabbing my water and running out the door to get to work. It was like, okay, get up a little bit earlier, and do like 5 minutes of the mindfulness and, then get in the shower, that kind of thing. So it's just like kind of more the habit.
Okay. But like rather easy or extremely hard on us? Let's say 1 was super easy and 10 was extremely hard to follow, hard to execute.
Oh no, it was definitely super easy, I think. I mean, when you laid out things like the eating, the types of foods to eat and like how to, what kind of meals to do to get in the calories or the macros and stuff. Once I started like tracking stuff in the app and being able to see like this type of meal is this many calories and this much protein, it was easier. And I was kind of I'm not really a breakfast person. So, I wasn't really eating early in the morning anyway. So I really wouldn't usually eat until lunchtime. So the intermittent fasting was pretty easy. And the workout phases, like I said, personal trainers that I've worked out with before be like, okay, we're doing 3 sets of 15 reps or whatever, with your workout phases of doing the 1 set and just, doing it to failure, was a lot easier and made a lot more sense.
Let's talk about results. Everyone who's watching this, they always want to hear the results. So
right.
What were some of the results that you get after the 3 months of working together?
Dropped about 15 pounds, as of today, but I think it was down a little bit more, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So between 15 and 20 pounds, I think, over the 90 days. Feel better, definitely have a lot more energy, more focus. I'm sleeping a lot better. The sleep has been like a complete 180. My stomach went from a beer belly to a lot much flatter. So I'm super happy with that direction. And I got, I've told you, I've had comments from work. The guy who I originally saw your comment on his post, he was in the office and he was like, holy crap, you lost a lot of weight, and then the office manager, she saw me and she was like, holy crap, you lost a lot of weight. And then I was back in New Jersey to go do a show, and my client that I know personally, I see him every year at this event, and he said the same thing. He was like, holy shit, you lost so much weight. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's been that much weight, but it has made a difference in my appearance for sure.
So that's incredible. I remember the same for me when I first started out. And when you make that shift, that transformation, whether it's losing weight or gaining muscle, just when you transform the way you look, like especially if you hold yourself on track, like you take pictures and everything, you kind of see the difference, but not that much. But when you wear clothes or without clothes and people in your environment see you, they just notice. Like especially you said your client that didn't saw you for a long time. Yeah, and it feels great. Like
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I had dress clothes back in New Jersey that I keep there so that when I go back home to go do, the entertainment and go do a show, I keep extra clothes there, like a dress pants, dress jacket, and like I couldn't wear the dress jacket. It was like easily like a size too big, easily, if not more. It looked huge on me. And the dress pants, same thing. They were like, I had to wear them, but I had to wear them with a belt, and they were so baggy. I was like, holy crap, I was really that big. And it was just not that much, but I guess like the body changed more than I thought it would for just, 15 to 20 pounds.
yeah, there's a big chance that you also gain muscle during the process. So that's why I always say it's not just about the weight. Like the weight is, of course, it's a tool of measurement, but it's how you look in the mirror, how you feel, also how you perform. Like that's way more important than just one number on the
Right.
scale. And
Makes
you're the
sense.
best example for that. So you shared already about the results also in your personal life, like when it comes to work as a copywriter, business in the office, like what were some of the results there? Like how did that transfer into your work, especially the energy and the focus that you mentioned previously?
It's kind of like in like a more of like a, for me, it's been more of helping with like concentration and focus, which I mean, I guess in turn helps with productivity, but just with what I do in copywriting and having to do research and take notes and compile that into, persuasive sales copy. It's more like, for me, like having that more of that clarity or focus of being able to concentrate and, not be distracted or like sit down for, whatever, a half an hour at a time and try to pump out writing.
From everything that we implemented, the strategies, the tactics, the system, like would you say that's something you can do for the rest of your life? You can maintain it
Oh yeah.
and practice it forever?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, and then like, like I talked to you before about like, even just like the stuff that I'm always learning about that I couldn't quite understand why, like with the macros before, is like I was eating less food, but I wasn't losing any weight. But now that I'm eating, and I thought I was eating healthy, right? Like even when I was eating less food, I would eat like, okay, I'll eat like one meal a day, or I'll have like grilled chicken and broccoli and I'm full, or something, or a salad, and that's it. But it wasn't until, and I don't know exactly how this yet kind of manifests itself and like why, like from a food standpoint, but like it wasn't until I started actually eating the less calories and also hitting my protein macros that I actually started to see more of like the weight falling off and the muscle tone coming in. Like I was eating less and eating better, like when people just say like, oh, I could do this myself, right? I could eat just grilled chicken and salad and, whatever. And then, they know they're supposed to stay away from carbs and stuff like that. So that's what I was doing. But it wasn't until working with you that I learned about the macros and that I hit my protein goals for the day that I actually noticed that like I lose weight and muscle tone looks better.
Actually, also for you, like when we started in the beginning, you were eating too little, and a lot of people always say like, yeah, just eat less and move more, but it's more eat enough, because too little, it's not going to work as well. So it's going to be less, but still enough to hit your daily calorie goal. And yeah, that's exactly why it worked so well for you.
Cool.
So last question for anyone watching this, sitting on the fence and saying like, who's this Moro guy? And you might consider joining the program, but are a little bit on the fence, skeptical. Like, what would you say to them?
Pretty much get off the fence and get off your ass, right? Because it's really, you got to make the commitment, but Moro's amazing. Like, you really are. You're super knowledgeable. You've always been helpful. I think one of the best parts, and I'm going to say it on the video, I hope you're not getting rid of this aspect because I think it was brilliant, but you create a Facebook group just for me and you. So I can post anything I want in there and not feel like uncomfortable sharing something, because I know it's just kind of like, you're my confidant, right? Like, I can trust in you that I'm, you're here to help me. And so, I can ask you anything. I can post my, shirtless pictures in there every week. And, there's no judgment. I don't have to be in a group with, 30 or 40 or hundreds of other people. I think that was huge when you did that. And I didn't know you were going to do it when we first started. And then that was like the first thing you set up. And I was like, oh, wow, that's amazing. And I mean, you're really encouraging. You explain pretty much everything step by step. The videos and the course back up everything that we talk about, like in our weekly call. And, it just, I don't know, the videos really help like lay everything out. So it's like everything's just step by step, and you're always there to answer any questions. I mean, I think every time we end a call, it's like, do you have any questions? And I could never think of any questions to ask you because you cover like so much so well. It's probably not even probably, it's definitely been the easiest, most effective program that I've ever done, that I've actually seen results in losing weight and fat and feeling better, that I've done in probably 30 years. And, your methodology of how you put together the kinetic method and everything, it's totally on point. I mean, it just works. I mean, I didn't do anything that different. I just kept working my regular job. It's not like I had a, I take more walks during the day, I drink more water, and I do my workouts during the week. And, now I'm just, when I'm eating, I'm not eating crap, but I mean, I still eat Chipotle, and I still eat, chicken sandwiches or Caesar salads with chicken or blackened salmon. And I mean, I eat delicious food, but I'm not, I'm not just eating, fast food or pizza or a bunch of other crap all the time that was destroying, my chances of losing weight and losing fat. So I don't know, I just think if anyone were to join and just follow along like I did for 12 weeks and just do the work, you really can't fail. I mean, I don't see how you could. I mean, unless you just didn't, whatever, drink the water or do the workouts or anything else. Like, if you just do what he tells you to do, you're good.
Awesome. Happy to hear that. And you did an amazing job. You always took action. As you said, you implemented, you showed up, you committed to the process, you followed the process step by step, exactly how we've outlined it in the beginning. And that's why you got the results you got, and you are today where you are. So
yeah, and it's because I got those results that I'm actually still working with you now and wanted to continue, because I'm not done. I got more to learn, and I got more weight to lose, and the way I look at it is, if your guidance helped me make this work in the first 90 days, I can just imagine where I'm going to be in, 6 months.
Yeah. 12 months.
Yeah.
24 months.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for this interview, this case study interview, for being here, sharing your journey, your results, everything. Appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for having me here, Skylr.
You can feel free, if anybody has questions, you can send them to contact me if they have questions about what it's like working with you or whatever. And, I'll answer them whenever I can.
Sure. That's really nice from you. Appreciate it.
Cool.